Hi, it's Susie here. Welcome to my cottage. Today I'm going to attempt to do the hashtag Roxy's Weekly Challenge for week 9, and that is to make some masterboard papers. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got a couple of things that I need to prepare for, so I'm going to do one just to get rid of some of the little bits and pieces of paper I've got, and then I'm going to do one so that I'm getting ready for starting a particular journal, which I'll take you along for the ride once I get there, but I just need to get some suitable papers because it's not a vintage journal. I can't use a lot of the papers that I would normally use, so all I'm going to do is use the book pages as the base and just put them over to make the base pretty straight. Then I'm going to grab out some papers. Now I think I'll probably grab just some coloured ones for now. I've got them all in an envelope here, so I'm not going to be too fussed as to what I do, but I do want to get some colour down on the page, so let's make a start here. Oh, I'm supposed to set a timer. Okay, I'll time it on my iPhone that I'm filming with and give it approximately 45 minutes, although I might need to stop before then, but let's give it a go and see how it goes anyway. So what I want to do first of all is just get some paper down to join those two bits of book page together. Hopefully this will be able to be used for a journal that I'll be making at some point. It's so hard to keep the papers straight. I probably should have cut them straight in the first place. Actually, I might just do that now because life is not easy. Now I've put all the papers upside down. I do apologise if it happens to have rude words in it because it's a modern book and there's not a lot I can do about that, I'm afraid. So let's see if we can just join these together. What I'll do on the back is I'll just put neutral papers so that they can be tags, pockets or whatever. Oh my goodness, I just can't get this down. What's wrong with me? That's it, that'll do. That's good, isn't it? I fail at the first piece of paper. Right, I want to try and use some more of this paper because I do like to put it in 3 places if possible. So let's chop those up and put one of them down for now. The other one I will save to put down, and we'll just go on to some more papers that I've got. Pink, that one will probably work okay. As I say, I'm not really worrying about anything specific for this. I just want, you know, a mixture of papers so that I can split them up into journal cards, pockets, all sorts, tags, all sorts of things really, just so that there's bases are there for the ephemera. So that's it. Let's take some of these pieces. So I hope everyone's doing well, that you're all enjoying watching your YouTube videos or crafting or whatever it is you're doing. I've just been trying to sort out a few money things, and I've come to the conclusion that I am going to need to do a massive destash of my craft items and colouring items and art products and what have you. Since I lost Branston back in September last year, I've been very lost, I think is the word. I know I've not had company for a long time really, but Branston used to fill that gap, and you know, there was always someone to talk to. And I know that sounds daft, but anyone who's got a pet will understand, I'm sure, that you do talk to your pets, especially if you're on your own. I mean, I used to even get my advice from Branston on whether or not something looked good. I'm that crazy, I think. But yeah, since he's been gone, I'm missing him so much that I thought, well, I'll look into the possibility of getting another dog or a cat, maybe. Maybe given my health, a cat might be a bit easier. So I went to animal rescue places. Well, I didn't go to them, I looked online for them. And it soon became obvious that there just weren't any suitable animals at the moment. People have just gone berserk on buying pets and what have you for company during the lockdown, and you know, I can't blame them. I don't blame them at all. However, the one thing it has done is put prices of animals up so high now that it's beyond what I can afford to pay, unfortunately. And it's heartbreaking to think that I've got to find probably in the region of £1,000 or more just to get a cat or a dog. Now, at first I thought, well, I don't mind rescuing at all, because an older dog, that's fine. It's already house trained and what have you. And same with the cat. But it just seems that all the rescue places have no animals. A lot of them are not open for taking in animals anyway. And it just makes me wonder what on earth is happening to all these poor animals that are out and about and on the street. And it's quite frightening really to think, you know, there's me who is an experienced dog person. I had Branston for 17 years and I've had other dogs as well. And I'd love to be able to help a dog out with a home. But, I mean, then I started looking at what sort of dogs would be best for me, because I can't do long walks. And I don't mind doing short walks 2 or 3 times a day. But on days where I'm stuck in bed and can only really let a dog out in the garden, you know, I need a dog that's not going to mind that too much. So my thoughts were turning to certain breeds that were recommended, to find that to get one, it's going to cost me about £3,000, and I just don't have that sort of money, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I don't. And I think that, I mean, obviously I haven't bought a dog for 17 years, so to know what prices dogs go for, you know. But I looked up on one site and there was a cross between a Westie and a Jack Russell, which was what Branston was, and they were asking £950, I think. Now, when we bought Branston, obviously dogs with that weren't pure breeds obviously weren't a thing so much back then. But he cost us £80, you know. And by the time you've added the money of thousands plus everything you need to buy for them, it's just going to cost a ridiculous amount. And I think people who've been buying these dogs, they put such a demand out there that the breeders are charging thousands for each puppy, and I don't think that's right myself. I just don't agree with that, because the demand has driven the price up, and once everyone's back to work, it's probably going to be a case of puppies left that nobody wants. So it just makes me really angry that me, who is a seasoned dog owner and could give a dog a loving home, but can't because of the price that's been charged during lockdown. So I've come to the conclusion the only way I'm ever going to get another pet is if I sell a lot of my things and raise the money that way. I'm not going to be able to raise the money through not, you know, sort of saving, because I'm on disabled benefits, and at the end of the month I'm lucky if I've got a fiver left, you know. So it's just really hard. So I'm sorry I've had a bit of a rant. It wasn't meant to be like that, but it's just upset me so much to see, I'm just looking through some papers here, you know, to see what's been going on with these lovely dogs and puppies and kittens and everything. I mean, obviously if I get a kitten, it's going to be less money, because, well, unless I want a purebred what's the equivalent of the Kennel Club for kittens? I've got no idea. So, you know, I don't have a problem with breeding an animal if I thought, you know, that there was the need for that particular breed somewhere. But I don't know yet whether or not it's something I would do. But I would like to, you know, have a cat for as long as possible. And the same with a dog, obviously. So yeah, that's my dilemma. So my question to you watching, if there's anyone still left watching, is if I was going to do a de-stash of all my items, and I would make sure that I can send things abroad as well, although, you know, it may cost a bit, I'm certainly hoping that the price I would charge for, you know, a set of pencils or something would be about 25 to 50% off the going rate. So that, you know, even if you've got to pay a bit towards postage, it still makes it an excellent buy. And that's the only way I can see me ever being able to get myself a furry friend. So please comment down below. Is it something that you would be prepared to do? You know, sort of buying second-hand. I mean, when I say second-hand, everything that I have is excellent condition, and I've got sets of pencils that I've only ever colour tested. You know, that's literally how ridiculous my collection is. I've got all sorts of pencils. I mean, I'm going to keep some for myself because it's not like I'm going to not need them in the future. But I think there's only probably 2 sets that I would consider keeping, and the rest I would sell. Also, I've got hundreds of colouring books, which again I'm more than happy to sell. And luckily I've looked up and I can even sell them over to the States, because as long as I don't put anything in with them, they go as a printed paper rate, which is much cheaper. So I've got loads of books that I plan to sell as well, so that would be good. Yeah, I just curious to know, along with, you know, sort of sets of colour pencils, markers, all of that sort of thing. I'll also have some paints and, say, colouring books, journals, everything you could possibly think of, really, because it's all got to go, and so that I can save up enough money. So please, you know, let me know below if it's something that you would be interested in. And also, if you're going to buy something like that, where do you go to buy it? Do you prefer to buy through eBay or a Facebook group or Instagram? Whatever. I'm just curious to know, because I don't know the best platform to attempt anything like this on. Again, let me know. So that's my plans. I've just got to sorting everything out. It's going to be a nightmare. I'll also have some planning stuff. So if you're a planner as well, I've got stuff for you, and I've got papers, old book papers, all sorts of things really. So I just want to get rid of it all. Obviously I'm going to keep what I need to. I do apologise. Unfortunately I got a phone call, and when I came back to record the next part, I obviously didn't have my sound working, so I'm having to do a voiceover for this part. I can't remember even what I was doing, and I'm pretty sure I was talking to you about having to sell off some items to raise some funds to get a furry friend. So anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm just taking pieces of paper and collaging them onto book page, so that I can have a piece of paper that is ready to cut up and make make tags, journal cards, pockets, that sort of thing. Obviously they will be decorated further, and you'll be able to see that when I make something in the future. So here I was wondering about this piece of paper, because it had a slight shiny sheen to it, and I wasn't sure whether to use it or not, but actually in small pieces it wasn't too shiny, and I felt it went with everything else, so I decided to use it. I was trying to organise the colours to all go together, and suddenly realised that most of what I've got is blue and pink, and I didn't really want to add that, because I'm figuring that these sort of colourings and the subject of the papers are going to be great for nature tags and that sort of thing, garden tags, floral tags obviously. So I decided that I would just stick with the colours as best I could, which meant using bigger pieces, I know, but you know, at the end of the day it's all going to be cut up and it's all out of an envelope, and I've got more room for more bits and pieces as I work my way through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I'm going to play some music, and hopefully I'll come back at the end. So enjoy. So it's me back again doing the voiceover, and that's finished now. I'm just showing you the back, which will be covered with paper that you can write on, so that, you know, if you're using it as a journal card or a tag, then you can do that. I'm just going to show you some of the papers that I'm going to be using to make my modern journal from. And I've got these, they're all printables that I bought from Etsy, and they're all a sort of modern Scandinavian style. Things like that grey one with the lines, I can put that on the back of pages that can be written on then. And I've got a folder full of all different papers, and I think it's going to be great fun to do. I'm hoping to actually do some painting and add my own artwork in, as it's going to my artist daughter-in-law. I'm sure she'll absolutely love it. It's very much hers and Danny's style, so it can be, you know, a coffee table book or something that she records all her drawings, and or she can use it as a notebook for sales when she gets to sell her items, and items that people are actually wanting, so commissions, she'll be taking those on as well. So I wanted to just do something in the colours that I knew she would like. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.